Hello, everybody. So today we are going to start with functions and formula, which is a very important part of data analysis. As we already know that the basic functions and formulas are very common. So we are not going to do that. We are just going to do some of the advanced functions and formulas. As you can see that I'm not going to teach you from the scratch regarding the formulas or functions. We have some problem and we are going to address that problem with the help of those functions and formulas, right? So let me share this sheet with you. So as you can see over here, we have these 5 business problem and we are just going to solve this by using various functions. And for this, we have used this data set. So this data set that is for the employee. So here they have the employee ID, the first name, last name, gender, department, salary of employee, what is the salary bucket, start date, and whether the employee is permanent or it is temporary or the employee is temporary or what is the work location, what is the tenure and whether it's a part-time or full-time. So this is all the information regarding the employee. And we have various department in which the employee work, which is because it's very important because many of the things that we are doing over here can be done with the help of the department column. So the training department, business development. So in overall, we can say we are having 12 departments over here, right? So let's go to the first problem, total salary and headcount by department. So in this, we have to use functions, sumifs and countifs. So let's see how it works. That means, first of all, for this, we will just take it as the first business problem. So first of all, for this, what we need to do is that we need to have the department column. So for this, we will do Control Shift down and we will do Control C and then we will do Control V over here. So here we have all the department column because we want total salary and headcount by department. But since the department column over here are actually duplicate. So what we have to do is we have to remove the duplicate. So for this, we will go to the data tab and under the data tab, we will just click on remove duplicates. And because since there is only one column, so we will just select on OK. So 248 duplicates value have been removed and 12 unique values remain. So total, we know that there are 12 values because there are 12 departments to which the employee belongs. Now, after we have got the department, we have to find the head count and the salary, total salary. So for this, what we will do is that we will just put a head count over here. That means we need to find out the head count. And then we are going to put a salary. That means total salary. So for this, we will put a total salary over here. And if we want, we can also find the average salary, but that we will do later. First of all, let us do these 2 problems that have been asked over here. So for the head count, we know that we have to use a countif because we have to count the number of employees in that particular department. And then we have to, for this range, the name of the table that we have made over here, as you can see, is a staff table. So for this, we will give staff, right? And then we can give the department over here because we have to see the department, right? And what is the department over here, which is a training department. So for the head count of the training department, it is 24. Similarly, for this department over here, we can give it a like D5, like D6, D7. And similarly, we can find the head count for all the departments over here. For the total salary, we are using SUMIF, right? So we have to find the salaries. So for this, we have the staff, which is the name of the table. And in this, we have to basically sum the salary. So we will put the salary column over here. And for this, again, we are going to do the we have to do some of the salaries according to the department. So it's again we have to select the department column over here, and then we are going to just put it over here and we will press enter. So now this is our salary with respect to the department. So now we can change it because since it is a salary, so we have to put it into the currency, right? So after this, we can also find the average salary. Okay. So we have the total salary. So what does we have to do for the average salary? For this, we have to use the average if functions, right? So for the average salary, I'm going to use the average if function. And in this, I'm going to give staff and the column is the salary column that I'm going to choose. And the column for which I need to find out the average salary, I need to basically choose that particular value. So for that, the column is the department column and the value for that is your training. So then we are just going to find the average salary. So as we can say, this is the average salary, and we can also find it for the other column. So we will put it into a currency. So we can see over here that this is actually the total salary for the training column, for the training department. And this is the total salary for the accounting department, whereas 69,806 is actually the average salary. So this is coming out in millions, and your 83,883 is the average salary for this training department, and 67,242 is the average salary for the legal department. So these are your average salaries. This is the total salary, and this is the head count for all the departments. Now, let's say after seeing this data, we have this employee type, which is temporary, permanent, right? So let's say we need to find out that which employees are permanent. So like how many employees are permanent in a particular department. So that can also be done. So let's try that. So if need to find the permanent employee, let's say we need to find that what are the permanent employee in a particular department. So for that can also be done very easily, that if we want to find out the permanent employee, again for this we have to use a countif function because we are counting the employees over here. So after the countif function, we are going to give the staff over here. So in this staff, we will give the first, which is your employee type, because our employee type over here is permanent. So we will choose a permanent employee type over here. After this, we will give again staff, and then this we are going to give the department. So here in department, again, we are going to give the department type as a training, right? The first D4 is your training. Then we will press enter. So there are 11 employees who are permanent in the training department. Similarly, for the second, we are going to give again for the permanent, and there are 18 employees who are permanent in the business department, and engineering, again, there are 16 employees who are actually permanent in the engineering department. So this is how we have done our first query or a business problem in which we have to find total salary and headcounts by department. So let me revise what we have done. The first thing is that we have got our departments. Then since there were so many departments and they were duplicate values, so we removed the duplicates. After that, we went to the another column, which is the head count. In the head count column, it is actually finding out the total number of employees in each department. So for this, we have to use count ifs, right? Because we are giving many conditions, therefore we are using count if. And in this, we have to give staff, and which is the name of the table, and the department. And in this, we are going to give this training, right? So there are 24 employees in the training department, and then there is 26 employees in business development, and engineering is 26 again. After this, we have to find the sum of the salary. So for this, we have sumifs function, and there we have to give the salary column and the department column, and then we have to find the total salary according to the department. So in that, we have to give a criteria that which department it is, and then it is going to find the sum of the salary according to the department. Similarly, for the average salary, we have used the average if function, and in this, the criteria is actually basically the name of the department over here, and then we will get found out for the other department as well. According to the permanent employee, we have to give employee type, and in that we have to give it the value of a permanent. And in the department, we can give that it is D4, which is actually the name of the department. So I hope the first query is clear to you. And this is how from this entire table, we find the subset of data, because this data contains a lot many rows, and we are only interested in a particular data set. So in this, what we have find the subset in which we have the department, the headcounts of the department, the total salary according to the department, average salary according to the department, and the permanent number of employees. Similarly, for the same thing that we have done for the permanent employee, we can also find the temporary employee. The only thing, the difference we have to do is that we have to put a temporary over here, and we can just get the temporary employee also in case of the department. Now let's come to the second query. The second query states that all employees with more than $100,000 salary. So that means we have to now look at those employees who are getting more than $100,000 salary. So how it can be done? When very easy thing is just go to a data, just go to the salary and just apply this filtering over there. And once you apply the filtering, you can just find out the salary which is greater than 100,000, and you can get that right? So that is one thing that you can do, that you can filter the data. By filtering the data, you can get the 100,000 salary. So this is one important thing that you can do, right? You can just apply a filter over here, just go over here. Then you can apply the number filter, then greater than, in greater than you can write 100,000, right? And you can do OK over here, right? And after this, you do OK over here, you get your data set. That means this is the employees who are getting more than 100,000 salary. Okay. So this is how you, and you see count 47. So that means there are about 47 employees who are getting more than 100,000 salary in your data set. Okay. So I hope this is clear to you that basically which of the employees are getting the 100,000 salary. So now what you're going to do is that you have to apply this. That means with the help of a function, which is a filter function. So now we don't have to go to a filter option. We don't have to do a manual filter and get that number of employees who are having 100,000 salary. For this, we have to apply a filter function on our data set and on the columns that we are having. So for this, let's go to the second over here. We will just go to the new worksheet. So it is very simple. We just have to apply a filter function over here. In this, we will give our staff, and then we are going to give staff salary, and which is greater than 100,000, right? So which is greater than 100,000, and we will do enter. So this is the employees whose salary is greater than 100,000. Again, you just come down and you see over here that this is actually the like when you're selecting this, doing okay, so this is your employee which is getting above your 100,000 salary. Okay, in this you have used a filter option to get the employees who are getting your 100,000 salary. Okay, now what we have to do over here is we have to do some changes, because filtering do not actually do the adjustment with your output. So here, which is was a date, you have to just go and do it to a short date to make it a date, right? So again, you have you don't have the column names over here. So just click on the column, and here you have to go to your staff, right? And here you have to get the headers. So for this, you have to put the headers. Okay, sorry. For this, you have to put the header over here, because there you want your headers to be appearing, in which you have to get the. So there is an issue coming up that basically we just don't want our headers to appear. So which is containing the name of the column. So this is filter staff, and we have done staff salary greater than your 100,000. So we got this option, and then we are just going to put over here the staff, and there we have your that means we have to get the uh, return the column header of the table for a specified. So we have to make sure that we have to put the enter, and this is your column headers, right? The first name, employee ID, last name, gender, department, salary, salary bucket, start date, FT, right? So now this is done. That means we have got all the employees which are having more than 100,000 salary. So I hope this is clear to you. That means what we did first was that we first of all took the filter function, and in this we have applied a that means a filter function on the data set, and there we have put a condition that the salary. So you can see over there that this function this is there, that the staff salary should be greater than 100,000, and we have to filter it, and we get this output, but this output is again not in an ordered form. So we have to make sure that we have to put it in according to a date, and we have to make the column names also again with the help of staff hash headers, right? Now let's come to the third query. The third query can be done as a part of enhancement in this query only. Now let us see what it says. It says all female employees with more than 100,000 salary. So we want to get the female employees with 100,000 salary. So what we can do over here is that since we already have the employees, right? Since we already have the employees, so we need to get the female employees. So first of all, let us put it into one this So we just want to get the female employees which are having the 100,000 salary. So for this, we are going to make sure that we are going to take two conditions over here. The first condition is that salary should be greater than 100,000, and we are going to multiply, put a multiply sign with the second condition that your staff, this gender is equal to female. So for this, we are going to have the two conditions. The first conditions will be that it is salary should be greater, and the second condition would be that your staff should be having it should be a female, right? So then let us do that. So this is your output over here. First, let us put it into a new worksheet, right? So this is the basically we have the filter option over here. So in this filter option, let's say we are just going to put the first staff, then your staff, the next condition state that your staff, uh, we'll put it inside the bracket, your staff salary is greater than 100,000. So we will just put it in bracket and we will just put a multiply sign. And next says that your staff gender is equal to female. And then this is, we will close this bracket. So this gets your all the female. As you can see over here, it gives you all the female employees over here, right? So now what we have to do is that suppose we are not interested in knowing all the columns. We just wanted to be interested in knowing about the employee ID, employee first name, what is the employee department, employee gender, and what is the employee salary. So let's say we are just only interested in knowing these columns and we are not interested in knowing the other columns, right? That is not what we want. So what we are going to do over here is that we can use one more option over here. Before the filter, we can use choose column. So just choose column basically is used to choose the column. So let's say we are interested in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we can put the enter. So we get only the 6 column that we are interested in. Similarly, we can just put the for the header also, because when we are going to put staff over here and we give hash header, we get the entire this entire column name. But now we are only interested in the first 6 columns name. So for this, see, we get the entire name over here by default. We don't want this last few of them. So for that we can just give the same choose column over here. And in this, we can give the name of the columns which we are interested in, because now it is continuous. So we are giving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But in case if we want to get only 1, 2, 5, so we can give 1 to 5 and all the three column names will appear. The other will not be there. So similarly, we can see over here that we have our employee ID, first name, last name, gender, and department and salary. So salary can be put into a currency type, right? So this is all about the third query, which states all the female employees with more than 100,000 salary. So there we have a filter option and we have this multiplication sign, which is used to find out, let's say we have two conditions, which is the salary is greater than 100,000 and multiplied by staff gender is equal to female. And when we want to sort it further, let's say we want to get only the first 6 column name and the first 6 column only. So for this, we have to use choose column in order to get only the first 6 column. So this is all about your subset of your main data over here, in which we have your female employees with more than 100,000 salary. Now let's come to the fourth query. The fourth query states lowest, highest, and top 5 salary value. So when we want the lowest, so for the lowest, we have the min function. For the highest, we have a max function. And for the top 5 salary values, we have a large function over here, right? And we will look at sort plus take also in case we want to sort the values. So for this, we have to put the new worksheet over here. We will put it as a 4, right? Because this is the fourth problem. So in this, we have first of all minimum. So we will just put a minimum, then we have the maximum, and then we have the top 5, right? So this is for your, let's say your data, for entire data. So in case if you want a minimum, you will use the min function over here. You will give the staff over here, right? And you want the minimum salary. That means which is your employee, which is getting a minimum salary. So this is the minimum salary, 28,160 is the minimum salary that a employee is getting. Similarly, the maximum salary that the employee is getting is actually let's say let us see how much employee is getting the maximum salary, which is your this salary is getting like 1,20,000 is the salary which employee is getting. Now let's come to the top 5. Top 5 we have is equal to, we have a large function for that. So for that we have a large function, and in this we basically find out, we give the staff, then we give a salary, which is the, and then we do 1, which is the first top highest that, so this is the first top highest that the employee is getting. We will just replicate it. Then what we have to do is that we have to just change the value, the k value over here, because this is the top highest is 1. For the next we will give 2. So this is also okay, there's some changes. Okay, I give F22 by mistake. So we will give just 2 value over here. So this is the second highest the employee is getting, which is also the same as the first highest. Then we will give 3, which is the third highest employee is getting. Then we will give the fourth value, which is actually the fourth highest. And finally, we will give the fifth value, which is the fifth highest value. So this is actually the highest value that the employee is getting. So we can just make it in a form of a grid like this, right? So this is the minimum value, this is the maximum value, this is a top 5 value that the employee is getting. Now let's say we want to do the same thing for the male and the female employee, because though it is over here, we have find out these, the lowest, highest and the top 5 salary value. But now we want to do the same thing for the male and for the female employee. So for this, we are first of all going to do it for the male employee. So for this, we have to give it, similarly, we have to give the min-if function. So min-if function is used for your male employees, and your max-if function is used for your female employees, right? So for this, we have to use the min-if function. So what we are going to do over here is that we are just going to put a min-if function over here, and we are going to find out for the that what will be your data for your male employees and what will be the data for the female employees. So for this, we have to do a minif function. So let us do it. So that means maxif is for your the maximum and minif is for your minimum, right? And we have to use the salary and the gender column for this, right? So let us do this. So if we have like minif, so we will use min if functions, right? This is, then we have to give the staff and we have to give a salary over here, right? Then we have to take the staff over here, and then we have to give the gender, because we are finding it according to a gender, right? And in this, we have to give a value. It is on E. We have to give E dollar, and we have to give a value 4. So this is going to give us the minimum value. So we can see the minimum value for the entire data set is very similar to the minimum value for the male. So that means the male member is getting the lowest salary in